Are you a human being? You are? Okay, you're in the right spot. You can't leave now. Today we're going to be checking out 15 amazing geography facts about old Canada. Welcome to the show. Hope you're doing absolutely beautiful today. It's 20 degrees outside and I'm in a garage watching videos on YouTube. But either way, glad you're here. Make sure to like, make sure to sub. You probably won't, because usually you don't whenever people ask, but sometimes they do, but sometimes people don't. Anyway, let's jump in.
Canada is an amazing...
This might be the fastest I've ever paused a video. 1 second. Wait, I didn't know all this was Canada too. Holy shit. I thought it was just, you know...
country that makes up about 1/3 of all of North America.
Fucking North Pole.
And because it's so vast and spans such a large area, it's bound to have some of the most awe-inspiring geography attached to it. So here are 15 of my favorite geography facts about the Great White North.
Tell me them.
And to kick us off, do you know how many islands Canada has?
53. So many islands.
Canada has more islands than any other country in the world, with an estimated 52,000 named.
Yo, I was a bit off. I'm sorry, 52,000 named islands. 52,000 named islands. That can't be right.
Islands and countless smaller unnamed ones. The Arctic archipelago alone contains over 36,000 islands, including Baffin Island, the world's 5th largest, and Ellesmere Island, the 10th largest.
Okay.
Combined, these
Well, I mean, that definitely looks bigger than that. This is the 10th largest, but this is the 5th. How does that work?
Islands account for about 15% of Canada's land mass. And they're not all Arctic barren tundras.
Good God.
Canada's islands offer incredible diversity. In the east, Prince Edward Island is known for its rolling farmland and beaches, while in the west...
Prince Eddie's Island literally looks like Ireland, man. This honestly looks like where I live. It looks like the same beach, and then you go straight to fields.
Vancouver Island and Haida Gwaii feature lush rainforests and towering mountains. But unlike island nations such as Indonesia or the Philippines, which are densely populated, Canada's islands are often remote and sparsely inhabited.
Okay.
This isolation makes them vital for scientific research, tourism, and environmental conservation.
I feel like I knew that.
It has so many islands, it also has...
fish.
Imagine entering your name.
The longest coastline.
Canada's coastline is the
Wait,
longest
I feel like I
in
just
the world.
missed something because that's fucking odd, bro.
So many islands. It also has...
Oh, wait, we didn't. The longest coastline on Earth?
Canada's coastline is the longest in the world, stretching over 202,000 kilometers.
Holy
It borders
shit.
3 oceans, the Atlantic, the Pacific, and the Arctic. To put it in perspective, the second longest coastline belongs to Indonesia, a country of over 17,000 islands.
Cold up there.
Yet its coastline measures just 54,000 kilometers. Canada's coastline is nearly 4 times longer. This immense length contributes significantly to Canada's economy and biodiversity. The coastlines are home to vital fisheries, particularly for lobster and crab on the Atlantic side and salmon on the Pacific side. Coastline, though less accessible, is becoming increasingly important with climate change, as melting ice opens potential shipping routes like the Northwest Passage. Canada's extensive coastline also includes famous natural wonders like the Bay of Fundy.
There's actually a wonder, I don't know if you know this is like the 9th wonder of the world. It's not, sorry, I'm just coming here to plug my Twitch channel if you guys want to go and follow that. If you're interested in seeing me play some games, horror games, reacting to shit, other games, it's a good laugh sometimes. If you want to come and follow and join the community we got there, check out the link in the pinned comment, and there's a bonus if you follow me. There's not a bonus. Sorry. That'll be nice though.
Known for having the world's highest tides, with some areas rising over 16 meters in a single day. With a coastline this long, it's probably not surprising that Canada is really, really large.
It is. Canada's really big. It is.
Canada covers a vast 9.98 million square kilometers, making it the 2nd largest country on Earth after Russia. It's so large that you could fit the entire European Union into Canada with room to spare. Despite its massive size, Canada's population is only about 40 million people, meaning it has one of the lowest population densities globally.
That's what I said though. That's because of all the uninhabited areas, right? Like up here.
With only about 4 people per square kilometer, an extremely low amount when you compare it to the United States, which has on average 35 people per square kilometer.
4 people per square mile.
This vast expanse of Canada includes towering mountains, expansive prairies, frozen tundra, and dense forests.
Frozen
The
tundra?
country's size creates extreme regional diversity, from British Columbia's temperate rainforests to Nunavut's icy Arctic, and from the flat prairies of Saskatchewan all the way to the rocky coasts of Newfoundland. Canada's size and overall northernness contributes to harsh winters, which can make living difficult. However, this space also allows Canada to preserve its incredible natural beauty, with over 38 national parks protecting these landscapes. Now, despite having so much space, Canada's people haven't really spread out to occupy it all.
But why would you want to, though, if it's fucking too cold, though? You know what I mean?
Despite Canada's immense size, about 75% of its population lives within 100 miles of the US border.
There's no way. 75% of Canadians live along here. So we only got 25% spread up around the rest. That is mental.
This narrow strip of land accounts for less than 5% of Canada's total area, but it includes cities like Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, and Ottawa. This concentration is largely due to geography and climate. The southern parts of Canada have a milder climate, more fertile land, and better access to trade with the United States. Meanwhile, the northern regions are dominated by harsh Arctic and subarctic conditions, making large-scale settlement difficult. In comparison, Russia, another vast country with a cold climate, has a similar pattern, with most of its population concentrated in the more temperate west. Which means Canada's largest bay is mostly uninhabited. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to take your nutrition to the next level.
One large shallow bay.
The Hudson Bay is the world's second largest bay after the Bay of Bengal, covering 1.23 million square kilometers.
No, Hudson's New York.
Situated in northeastern Canada, it's surrounded by Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, and Nunavut. Now, despite its size...
There's no way somewhere's called Nunavut. None of the population are here, more like it.
Despite its size, the Hudson Bay is relatively shallow, with an average depth of just 100 meters. This shallowness means it freezes over completely during the winter. Even in summer, the water remains extremely cold. The bay is a remnant of a prehistoric sea left behind by melting glaciers after the last ice age. The Hudson Bay plays an important role in Canada's history and economy. It was the site of early fur trading posts established by the Hudson's Bay Company, which helped shape Canada's development. Today, it's short.
Bro, I want to know, like, is this a real... And that's obviously not a photograph, I don't think. It's a painting, right? Did people actually walk around with these hats on, man? These massive things. Because bring them back.
Development. Today, its shores are sparsely populated, with small communities relying on fishing, hunting, and shipping. The Hudson Bay, of course, is not inland, but Canada does have plenty of really large lakes.
More lakes than you think. I'm going to say there's
Canada
450.
is home to more lakes than any other country, boasting over 2 million, with 31,752 larger than 3 square kilometers. That's more than the rest of the world combined. Its lakes account for nearly 9% of the country's total area, a staggering contrast to countries like Australia, which is famous for its arid landscapes and limited freshwater resources. Among Canada's most famous lakes are Lake Superior, which is shared with the US and known as the world's largest freshwater lake by surface area, and Great Bear Lake, located
See, when lakes are labeled as freshwater, like, does that mean I can go in and drink?
Entirely within Canada and recognized as the country's largest by volume. These lakes are essential for hydropower, providing clean energy to millions of Canadians, as well as for recreation and wildlife habitats.
There you go.
Altogether, Canada's Great Lakes system, which also includes Lake Ontario, Erie, and Huron, contains 20% of the world's freshwater supply. So it makes sense that some of those lakes would also have their own islands.
Okay. The world's largest freshwater island.
Canada is home to Manitoulin Island, the world's largest freshwater island, located in Lake Huron. Covering 2,766 square kilometers,
Do people live there?
It's larger than some countries, such as Luxembourg,
Don't you say
which
Ireland?
is only 2,586 square kilometers. But unlike most islands surrounded by salt water, Manitoulin is unique for its freshwater setting.
Does that mean there's fish in there, though?
That's not the only thing that sets this island apart from the others. Manitoulin itself
fish survive in
contains
it?
over 100 inland lakes. Some even have their own islands.
Oh my goodness.
This extremely rare phenomenon means that there are islands within lakes on an island within a larger lake. Treasure Island is a great example of this because it's the world's largest natural island in a lake on an island in a lake. Manitoulin Island has a rich indigenous history and remains home to several Anishinaabe
That's just blowing
communities.
my mind.
Its landscapes feature rolling hills, beaches, and forests, making it a popular destination for outdoor enthusiasts. Boating, fishing, and hiking are common activities, while visitors can also explore
That's
cultural
so cool.
sites and learn about the island's First Nation
That's
heritage.
so cool.
But this is, perhaps, not even Canada's most famous freshwater island.
Okay. South of California.
Canada's southernmost point, Middle Island, is farther south than parts of Northern California. Located within Lake Erie at 41.4 degrees north,
That's mental.
it lies on the same latitude as cities like
How have they
Rome
got that?
and Chicago. However, its location surprises many because Canada is often associated with northern cold climates and snow-covered landscapes.
How does that
Now,
work?
all that said, there are no permanent settlements on Middle Island, as the entire island is a conservation area. So technically, Canada's southernmost point with people would be Pele Island, just a little north of Middle Island.
How have America
All in
not
all,
claimed that?
Not that different and still well south of much of the United States. We've now covered Canada's far north and far south. But what's in the middle?
Who knows?
Hey guys, I'm so excited to
girl.
announce Skim's biggest holiday gift shop
Are you?
ever.
Yeah,
From
I don't
sparkling
want. I don't
intimate-
care. The boreal forest.
Canada's boreal forest is one of the largest intact forests in the entire world, spanning over 2.7 million square kilometers
God.
and stretching from Newfoundland to the Yukon. This biome covers
You
nearly
what?
35% of Canada's land area, making it a critical component of the country's geography and environmental health.
Okay.
The boreal forest is home to iconic species such as moose, lynx, and wolves, as well as billions of migratory birds that nest here in the summer. Its trees, mainly spruces, pines, and firs, also play a vital role in sequestering carbon, helping to mitigate climate change. Canada's boreal forest is larger than those in Russia or Scandinavia.
That's insane.
And it plays a crucial role in regulating global weather patterns.
Where's this? Was this Alaska? Oh, this is Alaska. I'm pretty sure it is. 89% sure.
Its vastness and importance
Look
have
at
earned
that,
it
man.
recognition
That's so
as one of
nice.
the world's most significant ecosystems.
Oh, yeah?
Unlike tropical rainforests, which are shrinking due to deforestation, much of
Not
Canada's
great.
boreal forest remains pristine. However, wildfires are a growing concern for the region as
Ooh.
every summer, lightning storms set off large, unmanageable fires. Now, underneath
Forest
all of
fires are
those
terrifying,
trees
man, you
is
know.
some seriously
Like
old
terrifying.
rock.
Old rock. The oldest rock ever found.
Canada is home to some of the
How the hell do
oldest
you know what
rocks
is a
on
rock
Earth,
is, man?
dating back nearly 4 billion years. These ancient formations are found in the Canadian Shield, a massive geologic feature that stretches across northern and eastern Canada, including parts
How
of
do
Quebec,
you know how old a rock
Ontario,
is?
Manitoba, and the Northwest Territories. The Canadian Shield is a treasure trove for geologists. In 2008, researchers discovered rocks in northern Quebec's Greenstone Belt
shit.
that are believed to be 4.28 billion years old, predating most
Yeah,
life
they
on
seen
Earth.
some shit,
These rocks
man, them
provide
rocks.
a glimpse into Earth's earliest crust and the conditions that shaped our planet. Beyond its age, the Shield
Yo, how crazy is that though? Do you ever think about that? Like the Earth we live on just used to be a fucking piece of crust. How are we even here, man? Like all we are is just the blip, and we think we're so significant. And we're not. We're here for a literal blip. So you know what that means? Let your hair down. Have a fucking laugh. Don't take yourself too seriously, because you're gonna die soon, and then it's game over forever. And ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever. You won't be back. You got one go. Have fun. Just saying.
is a vital economic region. Rich in minerals like gold, nickel, and copper, it has driven Canada's mining industry for decades. Its rugged landscape, dotted with thousands of lakes and forests, also support tourism.
I really want to
and
walk
serve
there,
as a
man. I don't
major
know.
carbon
It's just
sink,
it's bringing me
absorbing
in.
more carbon from the atmosphere than it releases. All that said, the Canadian Shield does not cross Canada's Great Divide.
The Great Divide? Where's that? Canada is split in half.
Like with the United States,
Oh, yeah.
the Continental Divide runs through Canada's Rocky Mountains, separating the watersheds that flow into the Pacific Ocean from those flowing into the Atlantic Ocean and the Arctic Ocean. The divide stretches from Alaska through Canada, down into the US, and beyond to South America,
Oh my-
making it one of the longest hydrological divides in the entire world.
What?
In Canada, it's most pronounced in British Columbia
That's
and Alberta,
wild.
where the Rockies create a dramatic natural barrier.
Bro, look at that. I was going to say look at this one, but look at them both. Wait, is that the same spot? No, it's not. I don't know, man. I just want to say, like I said in the last... Wait, is this a rock I can sit on, or what is this? Is that rivers or just wee tiny, tiny rivers? Anyway, I want to sit here and eat a sandwich.
barrier.
Again.
Rivers like the Columbia flow west into the Pacific, while the Saskatchewan River system carries water eastward to the Hudson Bay. The divide also plays a role in shaping the ecosystems and weather patterns on either side.
Okay.
For example, the west side of the Rockies is wetter and milder due to Pacific air, while the east side is drier and colder. Speaking of colder,
Canada's largest territory. It's got to be
none of
right
it,
in the
established in
Okay, it's none of
1999,
it.
is Canada's largest and newest
Established in
territory, spanning
1999.
an enormous 2 million square
the fuck
kilometers,
was it before that?
almost the size of Mexico. Despite its size, it has a population of just over 41,000 people, making it one of the least densely populated
more, bro.
areas on Earth. None of it is primarily inhabited by Inuit communities. who
Was
have
there no other names? Like, was there no other names we could have called it? Jones Islands, the islands of Canada. Canada's islands. How the hell do we end up at none of it? I'm having none of it.
lived there for thousands of years. The territory was created as part of a land claim agreement that granted the Inuit self-governance and recognition of their cultural heritage. The
Okay.
capital, Iqaluit, is the largest settlement.
What
Yet
language
its
does this make
population
here?
is just over 7,000. None of its geography is dominated by Arctic tundra, rugged mountains,
Oh, is
and
this where they
hundreds
went
of
in
thousands
Greenland?
of islands.
Greenland?
Famous
Movie?
natural landmarks include Baffin Island and the stunning fjords of Ayudik National Park.
Jeez.
Wildlife such as caribou, polar bears, and Arctic foxes thrive here.
No way. Just walking around. Very tall and wide mountain. I like
Towering
these
at
chapters, man.
5,959 meters, Mount Logan in Yukon is Canada's tallest peak and the second
Nearly
highest mountain
20,000
in
feet.
North America
Jesus.
after Denali in Alaska. Located within Kluane National Park, the mountain is part of the St. Elias Range, a region known for its rugged
Aw.
beauty and massive ice fields.
That's so cool.
And despite its already immense size, Mount Logan is still growing by a whopping 0.35 millimeters a year
How the
due
hell-
to the tectonic collision between the Pacific and North American plates. It also holds the
That's
record for having the
crazy.
largest base circumference of any non-volcanic mountain.
I didn't know they
stretching
grew.
40 kilometers long, making it a colossal natural wonder. While less famous than Everest or
Sick.
Denali, Mount Logan presents climbers with equally challenging conditions. Temperatures can plunge below negative 45 degrees Celsius, and storms can last for weeks. These
Mine-
extreme conditions have kept the mountain
45.
relatively untouched by human activity. But something that hasn't
Keep us away
gone
from-
untouched is Canada's vast oil reserves.
Is Canada an oil country? Oh,
This might sound
yes.
surprising, but Canada ranks among the world's top oil producers, holding the third largest proven oil reserves globally after Venezuela and Saudi Arabia. Most of Canada's oil is found in the Athabasca oil sands in Alberta, a vast area containing an estimated 165 billion barrels of recoverable oil.
That's
But
crazy.
unlike conventional oil reserves,
That
much of
is
Canada's oil
crazy.
is in the form of bitumen, a heavy, viscous form of crude oil that requires extensive processing. The oil sands have been both an economic boon and an environmental challenge.
165
Alberta's
billion
oil
barrels.
industry generates billions in revenue and supports thousands of jobs, but it's also criticized for its high carbon emissions and impact on local ecosystems. Canada's oil exports are primarily sent to the United States, making it the largest foreign supplier to the US. Despite this, Canada's oil industry faces challenging in diversifying its markets, as pipeline expansions like the Trans Mountain Project face political and environmental hurdles.
All right. A country of different times. How many
Finally,
time zones? These always
Canada
fuck me up.
spans 6 primary
Okay.
time zones, making it one of the most time-diverse nations on Earth. From Pacific time in British Columbia to Newfoundland time in the Far East, Canada's time zones reflect the sheer vastness of its geography. Newfoundland is particularly unique as it operates on a half-hour offset, a quirk shared by only a few other places worldwide.
Why?
Canada's time zones are essential for global trade and travel, particularly with its southern neighbor, the United States. The US shares 4 of Canada's time zones, making cross-border coordination smoother than it might be otherwise. This time diversity poses challenges for national coordination, though. For example, live broadcasts of sporting events or
Yeah.
political speeches often cater to Eastern time, leaving Western and Atlantic provinces
Yeah, it makes me
watching
sitting
at
up at
odd
fucking 2
hours.
o'clock in the morning
It
watching
also
them.
underscores the immense size of the country. When Vancouverites wake up, Newfoundlanders are already preparing lunch. Hey, Canada.
That's crazy,
I'm
man.
going off script here just a little bit because there's some really wild things happening in our world right now. particularly between the United States and, of course, your own country. I just want to take a minute to
My country?
reaffirm that I love Canada.
Oh,
In fact, in many ways, it's my very favorite country. I'm a Pacific Northwest person through and through, but in terms of actual countries, Canada is probably the place that I would most feel at home. I get that there's a lot of anxiety floating around based on a lot of things that are being said by world leaders who have no reason to say those things. And I understand that a lot of Canadians are feeling a lot of distrust and hurt by the
world leaders can suck my
way that their former
they
friends,
don't like us.
The United States, is
We're
talking
slaves.
about them. I guess all that I can say at this moment in time is that I fully believe in a free and independent Canada. I love Canada, and if I have anything to say in the matter, Canada will remain free forever. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to the channel and like the video.
Yeah, he put up in bold letters, it's wild that I even have to say this. That's also true. That is also true. I think he's talking about the whole trade thing that's happened recently, right? Yeah, I agree with him, man. I also agree with me that world leaders all suck ass. All they do is make rules to make themselves more money. They don't care about the little guys, i.e. us, i.e. you and me. They don't give two fucks. We are a shite on the shoe of world leaders. Anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Canada's crazy. Have a great day. Goodbye.